You ever notice how some of the most simple, everyday objects, like a faded photo, an old ticket stub, maybe even just a coin, can hold these absolutely incredible stories? It's like this little bit of everyday magic. Well, today we're going to unpack a short story that just nails this idea perfectly. So let's dive into the magical coins and see how it builds this amazing world of wonder from just a handful of metal. Right off the bat, this is the question at the absolute heart of the story. It seems so simple, but it opens up this massive idea that an object's real value isn't just what it's made of, but it's about the memories, the history, and all the emotion we pour into it. This is the question that really unlocks the door to all the magic in this tale. And there it is. That's the story's answer, coming from the wise grandfather, Papa. This one line, you guys, this is the core idea, the whole foundation that the rest of the story is built on. It tells us right away, hey, we're not talking about money here. We're talking about connection. Okay, so let's start right where the story does. In this first part, we're going to see exactly how the author sets the stage, laying all the groundwork for the central idea that coins can be these little vessels for stories. So picture this. The story opens in this warm, cozy kitchen with sunlight streaming in. It's a really classic setup. We meet our two main characters. There's Tommy, this curious little kid, and then there's his grandfather, Papa, who's just kind of gently sorting through his old coin collection. The whole scene is simple, it's familiar, and it immediately gives you this feeling of warmth and love. And there it is. That's the spark that lights the whole thing up. Tommy's innocent question is such a clever little device to get the whole plot moving. See, he's asking about money, right? But his question gives Papa the perfect opening to flip that whole definition on its head and guide us, the audience, toward a much, much deeper idea of what valuable really means. And that brings us right to the core theme of the story. The author now pivots from the simple act of sorting coins to exploring this really profound difference between two very different kinds of worth. This comparison just captures Papa's entire philosophy, doesn't it? He takes Tommy's question about material value, what the coin is made of, what it's worth, and he answers it with this idea of story value, what the coin has seen. It's this brilliant shift from a literal, boring conversation to a deep, metaphorical one about what we really treasure in life. Now, to prove his point, Papa doesn't just show off the shiniest or the rarest coins. No, instead, he picks out two very specific pieces that act as these little anchors for his memories. That silver coin isn't valuable because it's silver. It's valuable because it holds the memory of this incredible night with a famous actress. And the golden coin's worth? It has nothing to do with gold. It's all about the hope it represented to a young man during the darkest time of his life. These things have become a physical part of his own history. And this quote just brings that whole lesson home. The coins aren't just old artifacts. Their real job is to be bridges, connecting Papa to his own past, and by sharing these stories, connecting that past to Tommy's future. It's this beautiful moment of storytelling passing from one generation to the next, where personal history becomes a shared family legacy. Okay, so now the story gets to a really critical turning point. Up to now, Tommy's just been a listener, right? He's been soaking up all these stories from the past. But right here, he's about to become a creator himself. This is it. This is the moment you can almost see the light bulb go on over Tommy's head. He asks his Papa, can we make our own story with these coins? And with that one simple question, he's showing that he gets it. He doesn't just want to hear about the magic anymore. He wants to make it. He's shifting from being a receiver to a creator. It's huge. And just like that, the coins are completely transformed. They're not just a memory of Rita Hayworth or World War II anymore. Nope. In the hands of Tommy and Papa, a shiny silver coin becomes Sir Silver, the brave knight. An odd-looking coin with a cool design becomes a fierce dragon. They are literally repurposing the past to build a brand new, imaginative present. All right, everything has been building to this moment. The story has shown us that these coins are magical, in a metaphorical way. But in this next part, the author decides to make that magic completely 100% literal. This is the climax. It all starts small, just this subtle little shudder. As Tommy and Papa get more and more lost in their story about the knight and the dragon, the physical world around them starts to react. It's the first little clue that the power of their shared story is starting to, leak out into reality. And then it becomes totally undeniable. The author uses this visual, this supernatural light, to show the raw power of their imagination. The props for their story aren't just props anymore. That light is the visual sign that these inanimate objects are literally being filled with the life of the story they're creating together. Tommy's shout of pure amazement, that's the peak of this whole magical moment. The line between what's real and what they're imagining has just completely vanished. Their story isn't just a story anymore. It is happening right there on the kitchen table. So let's just break that down for a second. The author builds this climax so perfectly. It starts with the simple act of two people telling a story together. As their belief and their focus gets stronger and stronger, that energy literally transfers to the coins, which start moving on their own. This wild, fantastical event is the ultimate proof of the story's big idea, that our shared imagination is a real, tangible force that can actually bring new worlds to life. And now we get to the resolution. After all that incredible magic, what's the final message? What is the real treasure that the story leaves us with? In the end, the story shows us there are actually 3 layers of treasure here. The coins, they're the starting point. They hold on to the memories of the past. Then you have imagination, which is the engine. It gives them the power to create totally new stories for the future. But the ultimate treasure, the real family heirloom here, it's the bond between the grandfather and the grandson, a connection that was built and made stronger just by sharing stories. And Papa's final words of wisdom, they just say it all. He sees the magic of the coins for sure, but then he points to something that's even greater. The real magic wasn't in the metal. It's in their minds and in their hearts. It's the incredible power we all have to create and to connect with each other. And that just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This story uses coins, but honestly, what the object is doesn't really matter. It could be anything. So the question for you is, what are your magical coins? What are the simple things in your life that are really doorways to your most important memories and your best stories?